Hi everybody, I've had some requests for more guidance and support in citing sources for your various projects. So I'm putting together the screencast to give you some guidance on the most common types of sources that you'll be using for your projects and how to cite those. And I'm going to show you both how to do your in-text citations as well as your end references page for any of your projects. So APA style is the style that is utilized by the Department of Education here at MSU, and so that's what we'll be using today. A few notes as I get started. I typically do my references first as I'm going, so as I find a new source, I put it in the references automatically just to make sure that I have all that information. There's a lot more information about each source in the references than you're going to find in the in-text examples. So think of it like the in-text examples are just markers to lead you to the correct entry in the references. And then the references are that full roadmap that then help you to find that source if you wanted to get more information from the source itself. So the most simple citation format in APA is for a book. And so for this one, I'm just going to pretend that I have written a book. I have not yet. I would love to. And so in doing a citation for the book, the first thing you're going to have is the author's name. You're going to start with last name and then first initial. And then if the author uses a second name, like a middle name or a middle initial, you're going to include that information too. So I tend to go by S.E. Pennington in a lot of my writing. Next, you're going to have in parentheses the year of publication. So let's say my book just came out, so 2017, period. Then you're going to have the title of the book, and it is going to be in italics. So I'm going to go up here and hit my italics button, and you'll notice as I type that the first word is capitalized. All the other words are in lowercase, unless, of course, they are proper nouns, in which case you would still capitalize them. And let's say I had a colon with a subtitle. The first word after that colon would also be capitalized. So, being the middle grades. Okay, after you finish the title, you're going to get rid of your italics. I'm going to use my shortcut keys. Next, you're going to have the place where the publisher is located. Typically, you can find this on the inside of the first page where it has all that information about the book and the Library of Congress information. Many publishers are in New York, so I'm just going to assume that my hypothetical publisher is in New York. After the city name, if it's a small town, you'll want to put the state as well, but typically everybody knows where New York is, so I can just go with New York, colon, and publisher's name. Now you'll note that this reference went longer than just one line. All references that go longer than one line need to be indented in the second and subsequent lines. The easy way to do this in Microsoft Word is just select that area, go up here to the little tab beside paragraph, click on that little arrow, and in the indentation section under special, choose hanging, and then OK, and boom, it puts it right over there for you, right where it should be. Now doing in-text citations for this one's pretty simple. So let's say that you're using a direct quote from my hypothetical text. So finish up those quotation marks. Don't put your in punctuation in parentheses, author's last name, year, and then another comma, and let's say it was on page 84. So then you put the page number, and then the period after the citation. That lets the reader know that that citation absolutely positively goes with that sentence. If you put the punctuation before the citation, then you're orphaning your citation and it's not clear where that citation belongs. Now, if we didn't use a direct quote, then say you paraphrased what I said in my book and put it in your own words. Students who get to choose their books are more motivated. So your own words, but my idea. You're just going to put author's last name, year, and again that period at the end. You only need to put in the page number if you're using a direct quote. If you just wanted to use my name in the sentence instead of doing this type of citation, you could say, according to Pennington, and then in parentheses, put that year. Okay, so that's how you would do it if you weren't doing the full end citation, but including the author's name within there. The next type of resource that is typically used in a lot of college students' research is journal articles. So here we have a journal article that I have pulled from my resources, and you'll see this has multiple authors, but it's going to start out the same way. So, and the first author's last name starts with an O, which goes before P, so this is actually going to go before my entry. Your references should be in alphabetical order by author's last name, or if there is no author, then whatever that first word in the citation is. Whoops. And then we're going to do the year. So, and this is nice because this journal actually gives you information right up here. So we see this is 2015. Whoops. And a period. Next we're going to do the title of the article. This is done in regular text. It's not done in italics. So, and if I can, I like to just pull it and copy, and then I'll change the punctuation. And I will choose to paste it, keep text only, and all right, so now the building should be capitalized. Bridges is an acronym, so that's going to remain capitalized. And then all of these other first letters are going to go lowercase. And we're going to leave United and States capitalized because that's a proper noun. And then after that journal or the article title, we're going to put our period. Next is the name of the journal. Whoops, wrong window, sorry. So this journal is simply called Exceptional Children. So in italics, since it is the journal article, and then a comma, and we're going to keep the italics and put the volume number of the journal. So this is volume 81. So we're just going to put that 81 and then another comma and then get rid of the italics. And here we're going to put the page numbers that it appears on. And again, they've given it to us right here. So it's 399 to 425. Now another piece that you'll see on more recent journal articles is this DOI. That stands for Digital Object Identifier. It's basically a direct way of finding the article. And if the article has the DOI number included, then you need to include it as well. So again, I'm just going to copy it, go here, and then I'm going to put DOI, and I'm going to tell it to, again, keep text only and paste that. And you won't put any punctuation after the DOI. So that is for a journal article. when you're citing this journal article in your paper, you'll do it just the same way. There are a lot of authors in this one. The first time you cite it, you need to list all of the articles. So the first time it would be O'Connor, Beach, Sanchez, Bochian, and Flynn, 2015. After that first time, if you cite it more than once in a paper, you can say this. O'Connor et al., which means and all the rest, 2015 would be your citation for that. The last source that I'm going to go over with this that you may use is a website. And so for this one, I chose a lesson plan from Read, Write, Think because one of your assignments is to critique a lesson plan. And I'm sure that there are many other website sources that you'll use. So with websites, we're going to want the same information we want for everything else. So with this particular lesson plan, we do have an author, Sharon Morris. So, and again, she comes before O'Connor as well, so we'll just move that down. Morris, oops, S. Year of publication. With websites, typically what you have to do is scroll to the bottom of the page and look for that copyright. And so here you see the copyright is for, 2017. So that is going to be the year. And the title of this lesson plan is Teaching Point of View with Two Bad Ants. You'll notice that Two Bad Ants is the name of a book. So that's going to make this title a little unique. So Teaching Point of View with, and then you're going to italicize like you would any other, and you'll capitalize it as you would a book title since that is a proper noun. Unitalicized period. And then with a website, the next thing you're going to need is where do you find it? So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. So you're going to say, retrieved from, which hopefully you will spell correctly, which I did not. And then paste that address in there, and boom. And then internal citations would be the same as with any other. Morris, 2017. If it were a website that didn't have an author but had an organization, so say that Sharon Morris's name was not here, but it tells us that the publisher is the International Literacy Association, then that is who we would put as the author, is International Literacy Association. One more quick note. If you are citing someone who was already cited in a book, so say that in my book, I cited John Guthrie. And so you could say adolescent motivation is a big concern for educators. Then let's say that came from Guthrie, and the year, which I would tell you in my citation of him. So let's say 1997, and then you'd say as cited in Pennington 2017. So that's how you cite people who have already been cited. So you're citing a citation. So summing up, if it's a direct quote, you put the page number. If you've paraphrased it, you've put it in your own words, then you don't need the page number, and these are the ways that you can cite that. If you have multiple authors, after the first reference, then you can shorten all subsequent references like this in your in-text citations, and then this is how you cite somebody who's already been cited. Make sure that your references page is in alphabetical order by author's last name or whatever the first word in the citation is, and make sure you have those hanging indents. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any more questions or need more support. Thank you.